Hi, Abby. How are you? Daphne here. Thank you for turning in your next essays. You are doing really, really well. Okay, these are the final ones, aren't they? So nowadays, most green energy is becoming ever more prevalent in both developed and developing countries. Some argue. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is in. Okay, why is that in red? Oh no. Okay, that's the question. Sorry, confusing. I thought it was. Okay, here we go. Recently, renewable resources of energy are becoming more popular across the globe. Okay. Some analysts believe that these are cheaper and environmentally friendly, that you want environmentally friendly, while some commentators think non-conventional sources of energy might cause uh, an energy crisis. I completely believe that that green energy is cheaper. Let's do comparison and better for the planet. This essay will discuss both arguments. Good. So recently, renewable resources of energy, renewable it's really sources, not resources. Renewable energy um, um, sources, renewable energy sources, you would say, but I don't worry too much because I think resources is also a good word. Are becoming popular across the globe. Why? Just give me a little bit more here. Why? Because yeah, there's such a crisis going on because we're worried about fossil fuels because there's so much pollution. Give me a little bit there. Some analysts believe these are cheaper and environmentally friendly. Now, if you're using cheaper, you need to have more. Keep going with the comparisons. More environmentally friendly than you need to say. Okay. Oh well, yeah, I would say here than fossil fuels. While other commentators think non-conventional, rather than think, maybe argue that non-conventional sources might cause an energy crisis. I completely believe. Yep, good, really nice. Renewable resources, such as, so you must tell me what they are, what you are thinking of, such as solar, wind, or hydro power. So show the examiner that you know what you're talking about, are widely used throughout the world as they have many benefits. Firstly, they do not cost much money. Okay, this is not a very long academic sentence, is it? So firstly, okay, the investment cost is considerably. Oh, actually, the investment cost is high. So I would say we could do this really nicely. Firstly, although the investment cost is high, yeah, they are generally more um, cost more very cheaper. Now, if you want to get a band 7, have a look or above in the end of the course. You've probably just looked at these modules. Have a look at them again about using an although clause. So although is really, really good to use in these essays. It makes a huge difference it's difficult to use on the grammar, but it does make a big difference to your score. It's something the examiners really like. So there's a module near the end of the course. Although the investment cost is high, they are generally cheaper. And so connect this together. This is because energy sources such as sun and wind are readily available in nature. Good. Furthermore, people do not have to invest a huge amount of money to extract such resources, unlike. Now, who are the people? What kind of people would this be? Engineers? Yeah? Let's say who these people are. Unlike common petroleum, which needs which need to be extracted beneath the Earth's surface, and this process of extraction is expensive. Now, extracted and extraction. I like what you're saying, but can we change this? This process, or this production process, or mining, call it mining when we're digging something out of the ground, uh, is expensive. Yes, it's extremely expensive. It's expensive and um, damaging to the natural environment, because the mines are all really awful, aren't they? Secondly, they. What is they? So you need to repeat here. Renewables, sustainable energy, green, clean, any of those words do not pollute the environment, because electricity generation from sun and wind is simply the conversion of solar and wind energy to electric energy, unlike coal and petroleum, which are burnt to produce energy. And this process causes pollution. Excellent. Well done. Really, really nicely done there. Well done. Good paragraph. Very clear. Good. Relying on non-conventional resources might lead to. This is a lovely way to start with your participle. You're changing direction in your argument. So this is, yep, they're great. This is, hang on. So tell me, signal. This is called signaling. Signal to me that you're changing direction. However, relying on non-conventional resources might lead to, yes, thank you, might lead to a serious energy crisis. The central reason behind this is renewable resources are not available all the time. Behind this is that renewable energy resources are not available all the time. For example, harnessing, well done, good word, solar energy during the night, or on a cloudy day. So prepositions here, during the night or on a cloudy day, is impossible, as the sun, watch out for articles, is unavailable during that time. As a consequence, at those times, energy production is difficult, and this is the danger, and supply could be compromised. This is what they mean about a crisis, a threat to security at the top could be compromised. Moreover, if there's no wind, the wind blades would not rotate. So, oh yeah, okay, all right, first conditional. Yeah, okay. Will not rotate, and as a result, turbines would not move, and electricity would not be produced. Yes, it's a lot of will. Then turbines, the wind blades will fail to rotate, and in turn, because the blades won't rotate, in return, turbines will, I think would sounds better, almost like a mixed conditional, no mind. Turbines will remain silent or still, and no electricity, and resulting in supply failure. Something like that. You're getting the grammar right, but it's a little bit too much. Will not. It's a bit repetitive. Just try to put that in a different way. And oh, sorry, not highlight that bit. Okay, that's just the correction going in there. Okay, and then here, after still, we need a comma there, resulting in supply failure. In conclusion, I firmly believe that using renewable resources of energy is a good choice, as they are inexpensive. They are inexpensive in the long term, and do not pollute the environment. Yes, the dependence on these resources might, our dependence or future dependence maybe, might cause an energy crisis only if the source of energy, such as wind, is unavailable for a long period or compromised. Okay, just a little bit more on that, but that is a very nice essay. Okay, so what I like, task achievement, you've answered the question absolutely right. So you've argued both paragraphs, both sides, you've given me your opinion, you've discussed. So good on the task achievement. On the coherence, it flows very nicely. There's a few little things you've added in, but essentially the organization of your paragraphs is very clear. You're giving nice examples. Actually, you could give an example here. I mean, you've explained it, but you could maybe give an example. That might be quite good. Here, and again, you haven't really got an example in there. So I think maybe on the coherence, I think you need an example. Not a kind of super long one, but maybe tell me in your country, is your country using a lot of renewables or not really? Is it successful? Is it not successful? Recent reports from wherever have said that supply's gone up by, or pollution's gone down by X% since there was a commitment to a government policy of supporting renewables. So I think you need examples in there. Definitely one, hopefully two, to help you on those. The grammar's looking really nice. Watch out for use of articles. That'd be something that you would be picked up on. Watch out for that. But otherwise, your vocabulary as well is looking really good. So if you can produce something like that in the exam, and if you can correct those little mistakes, then I think you should be getting a band 7. But you need to look at those little mistakes. This one, the map question, okay, maybe you haven't done this kind of thing before, and it does not give you any information, so it's making it super hard for you. I'm giving you a link to a podcast I've just done about this question, so please listen to that. I think that would guide you. It's also got a lot of very good vocabulary in it, which will help you with this kind of question and the other map questions where you see a town, because they are possible, these questions. So the map illustrates the changes in a particular region. Okay, it's not just a region, it's an island. I think we need to make that really clear. An island which was previously uninhabited. So nothing going on, something going on. Overall, before what? Before development. The land was covered with trees, covered only with trees, and after, yeah, well, not a lot of construction. Significant construction work took place to build, rather. Watch out on the vocab here. Houses, a mall, restaurant, and many other sites. Okay, spelling on restaurant. Okay, now, be very careful here. Okay, because you say mall, and here you say a bit later hospital. Now, look at the size. Okay, look at the size. It's tiny. Yeah, and so there's not a very good picture of this, but you have the picture there with you. This is 100 meters. So it's 300 meters long. It's absolutely tiny. It is a tourist resort. Absolutely no doubt it's a tourist resort. You've got the clues: accommodation, you've got the little sailing boats, you've got the paths, but it doesn't say, it says vehicle track. It doesn't say road. Yeah, so be really careful. Look at the information, and then you need to use your intelligence to think, okay, probably tourism. Yeah, to begin with. So before construction took place, before construction took place, there was no or the island was uninhabited with no housing, and the area was covered with trees. Once construction began, or something, towards the northeast, houses were constructed for accommodation. Okay, or you can say after some time, the island was converted for the purpose of tourism, was developed for the purpose of tourism. And then you're putting the context for everything. So houses were constructed, also some houses, so for accommodation, also some of the houses were located. So houses were constructed for accommodation and located principally in the west of the island and in a small circle in the center. Okay, good to use directions, that's right, but keep it all in the past. Moreover, a new lake, yeah, was constructed or built or dug at the extreme west of the island and at the northwest of the island. Some trees are still present. Okay, were. So you Okay, you're using the present tense because you're telling me what is there now, but more natural would be this was dug, these were built, these were constructed, the island was developed, a pier was added, some roads were um, built, put in place. We're using the passive, so we're looking for the past passive all the way through. In addition, a pier was built to connect to the shopping mall or the small shopping mall or the reception building. Maybe it's a hotel, a hospital, and restaurant. I mean, definitely not hospital. The examiner would be saying, no. Through a vehicle track, all three sites. All three sites are located in the centre of the houses, found in the east and west side of the area. The mall, you'd have to say restaurant, hospital, are in close proximity to each other, connected by a footpath and vehicle track. Furthermore, there's a track which connects the mall to the beach. Okay, so you're just telling me what you can see. So I need you to look at this from a different way. Tell me what happened to it. Yeah. So this was built. This was dug. This was added. It was developed. So change it round. Yeah. So you need to have a listen to the podcast on this and check out on the website any links on maps or processes if you're not happy with those. Very, very important that you get some practice with that. So I'm afraid this wouldn't be so good. This would be maybe more like a 6 because I think there's a lot that you've missed. Don't worry, at least you've seen a map question now, and hopefully you can get some more practice on it. Overall, really good. You have the option to continue with me, that would be lovely, and get an 8 essay pack. I think it's a 9 essay pack actually, correction pack. Have a look at that, depending on when your exam is, and if you want to get some more practice. But really, really well done. You have worked super hard.